It's week 29 of a year of wisdom. Let's get to reading. Day 203. Job 31. I made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I entertain thoughts against aversion? What then would be one's lot from God above, one's heritage from the Almighty on high? Is it not misfortune for the unjust and disaster for those who work iniquity? Does he not see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked in falsehood, and if my foot has hastened to deceit, let him weigh me with honest scales, then God will discover my integrity. If my footsteps have strayed from the way, if my heart has gone after my eyes, or if anything has defiled my hands, then let me sow and let another eat, and let my crops be uprooted. If my heart has been enticed by a woman, and I have lain in wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife turn the millstone for another man, and may other men have sexual relations with her. For I would have committed a shameful act, an iniquity to be judged. For it is a fire that devours even to destruction, and it would uproot all my harvest. If I have disregarded the right of my male servants or my female servants when they disputed with me, then what will I do when God confronts me in judgment? When he intervenes, how will I respond to him? Did not the one who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us in the womb? If I have refused to give the poor what they desired, or caused the eyes of the widow to fail, if I ate my morsel of bread myself and did not share any of it with orphans, but from my youth I raised the orphan like a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If I have seen anyone about to perish for lack of clothing, or a poor man without a coat, whose heart did not bless me as he warmed himself with the fleece of my sheep, if I raised my hand to vote against the orphan, when I saw my support in the court, then let my arm fall from the shoulder. Let my arm be broken off at the socket. For the calamity from God was a terror to me, and by reason of his majesty I was powerless. If I've put my confidence in gold, or said to pure gold, you are my security. If I've rejoiced because of the extent of my wealth, or because of the great wealth my hand had gained, if I looked at the sun when it was shining, and the moon advancing as a precious thing, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand threw them a kiss from my mouth, then this also would be iniquity to be judged, for I would have been false to God above. If I have rejoiced over the misfortune of my enemy, or exulted because calamity found him, I have not even permitted my mouth to sin by asking for his life through a curse. If the members of my household have never said, if only there was someone who has not been satisfied from Job's meat. But no stranger had to spend the night outside, for I opened my doors to the traveler. If I have covered my transgressions as men do by hiding iniquity in my heart, because I was terrified at the great multitude, and the contempt of families terrified me, so that I remained silent and would not go outdoors? If only I had someone to hear me. Here's my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. If only I had an indictment that my accuser had written, surely I would wear it proudly on my shoulder. I would bind it on me like a crown. I would give him an accounting of my steps. Like a prince, I would approach him. If my land cried out against me, and all its furrows wept together, if I've eaten its produce without paying, or caused the death of its owners, then let thorns sprout up in place of wheat, and in place of barley, weeds. The words of Job are ended. Proverbs 22. A good name is to be chosen rather than great wealth, good favor more than silver or gold. The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the creator of them both. A shrewd person sees danger and hides himself, but the naive keep right on going and suffer for it. The reward for humility and fearing the Lord is riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the path of the perverse, but the one who guards himself keeps far from them. Train a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old he will not turn from it. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. The one who sows iniquity will reap trouble, and the rod of his fury will end. A generous person will be blessed, for he gives some of his food to the poor. Drive out the scorner, and contentions will leave. Strife and insults will cease. The one who loves a pure heart and whose speech is gracious, the king will be his friend. The eyes of the Lord guard knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the faithless person. The sluggard says, "There's lion outside. I will be killed in the middle of the streets." The mouth of an adulteress is like a deep pit. The one against whom the Lord is angry will fall into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far from him. The one who oppresses the poor to increase his own gain, and the one who gives to the rich, both end up only in poverty. Incline your ear and listen to the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my instruction. For it is pleasing if you keep these sayings within you, and they are ready on your lips, so that your confidence may be in the Lord. I am making them known to you today, even you. Have I not written 30 sayings for you, sayings of counsel and knowledge, to show you true and reliable words, so that you may give accurate answers to those who sent you? Do not exploit a poor person because he is poor, and do not crush the needy in court, for the Lord will plead their case and will rob those who are robbing them. Do not make friends with an angry person, and do not associate with a wrathful person, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Do not be one who strikes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you do not have enough to pay, your bed will be taken right out from under you. Do not move an ancient boundary stone which was put in place by your ancestors. Do you see a person skilled in his work? He will take his position before kings. He will not take his position before obscure people. And as always, thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe right there and click the bell so you can get notifications. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me. And I will see you tomorrow.
And my heart is worry worn. I know without a doubt you'll carry me out of the storm. I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm lost without a clue. I need a big pink neon sign to show me what to do. I thank you, Lord. It glorifies you when you're the only answer. I praise you, Lord, for holding what's too much for me. And I'm amazed by you, Lord, because nothing's too big and nothing's too small to lay at your feet.